Hello. Hello, hello. Has that worked? I really hope that's worked. All right, gang. How are you? How are you? How are you? Here we are again. Here we all are again. Good heavens. You people, what is wrong with you? Is there nothing else in your life? Thank you once again for joining me. All right? It's the Breakfast Club. It's always breakfast somewhere. This'll do. This'll do for me. The lens cap is on. Don't tell me that. Do not say things like that when I've just gone live. That's really cruel. Also, I have a copy of the live stream running here, and I can tell that you, Aggregate Chip, are a liar. You have lied to me, sir. Hello, everyone. I hope you're well. Let me just make sure that you have actually got noise. No one's complaining that there's no noise, so I'm going to guess that's working. Right. I'll just do some hellos, and then I'll get the new thing, because I don't want anyone to miss the thing. Right, let me see. Morlock, hello. Tragic Blue is here. That English gent. Hello, buddy. How are you? Commander Soundo is here. Yaga Shura is here. Of course he is. MS Squared. Orange Phoenix. Athorium. I'm going to say. Science Keeper. All right, mate. How are you? Phil Barnes is here. Hello, buddy. Aggregate Chip. How are you, sweetie? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're well, buddy. Commander Thomason is here. All right, mate. Hello. Dr. Digital. Oh, I don't want to miss anyone. I hate missing people. Please don't let me miss anyone. Reenie's here, by the way. She's over there, but she's staying quiet today. Not that quiet, apparently. Elfina's here, and oh lordy, what was that? Whoever that was. Well, yeah. I'm gonna guess that's Yaga. Thank you very much, Yagashura. That's very sweet. I hope that was Yagashura. If it isn't Yagashura, I apologise. Whoever won is, I'm guessing that's Yagashura. Thank you very much, mate. That's really lovely of you. Right, let's do the thing. I'll get the thingy. Not do the thing. Do the thing is coming later. I have got a thing lined up for do the thing. But let's get the new thingy out of the way. Are we ready for the new thingy? We're quite excited about the new thingy, I have to say. It's taken quite a bit of work and quite a bit of coaxing. Let me just adjust that so that I can see that and see that. Good. Right. Okay. Here we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was Yaga. Okay. Thank you very much, Yaga. Right. Here we go. Are we ready? Here comes the new thingy. Okay. Here it is. Shall I go with the small thingy or the? Let's go with the small thingy first. Okay. So here we go. New thingy. There he is. Look at him. Look. You can't see him. He's over there, Rick. You can't see him. There he is. There's the boy. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the now dedicated Stan Cam. He is, as is usually his way at this time of day, absolutely out cold and fast asleep. I see no reason to not leave that there. To be honest, I don't think it's going to cause you any problems. I think you'll still be able to see the stream. I will give you a quick look at face cam because that isn't the only place that Stan appears. So you're going to get full face in a minute, so just brace yourself, okay? There we go. Right, the stream's just caught up with Stan cam. Okay, I'll do the full face cam. Here's face cam. There we go. So this is what we do for do the thing. That gives you a slightly enlarged version of Stan, and you can just about see his happy smiling little face. He's not really cooperating terribly well with camera dynamics at the moment. I've got no way of zooming or altering that camera remotely because it's a very low tech one. So his head is sort of half out. But you know, Stan will, I'm almost positive, adjust position throughout the stream. So we'll leave him there. Oh, hang on, let's get rid of him. There we are. We'll leave him there he's literally just behind me in the rear of the spaceship. The poor little sod as well. I've normally got 3 lights here, and there are 3 lights. I've had to remove one of the lights and put it on Stan, and then adjust the brightness of that light so that it's enough for the camera to pick up, but not so much that Stan's going all the time. So it's okay. It's quite comfortably lit back there, and he looks okay. As you can see, he doesn't seem too disturbed by it. So after much naffing about over the last few months, we have Aggregate chip melting. We have an active stand cam, and that's where it will stay. I don't think it will present any problems, but we'll leave him running for the moment. What was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, we had to. He was actually asleep before the stream started. He was actually asleep downstairs in the living room, but we had to coax him upstairs with. Stan will do anything for biscuits, basically. So we had to coax him upstairs, up 3 flights of stairs with biscuits, and then lift him into his bed, put biscuits in the bed. He ate the biscuits and then just flopped where he sat, basically. So yeah, he looked quite happy and quite comfortable. So we'll leave him there for the minute. I'm doing some stuff for the Protectorate today. Doing some background simulation stuff for the Protectorate. We're in the middle of an election at the moment, and just get some sleeve action going on here. We're in the middle of an election at the moment, and we could do with a little lift in that election. So I've grabbed some missions, and I'm going to do some of that. There is, in case you're unaware, a new CG has gone live about half an hour or so ago. And it is in the Coalsack Nebula again, and it's an exploration-based community goal. They're after planetary scan data, and specifically ammonia world planetary scan data. That will be worth 3 times as much to the progression in the CG as anything else. And he does have me well trained, Morlock. You're not wrong. That is never a truer word. And there is a reward for the top 75% in the CG, which should be quite easy to get, actually. To get into that 75, you should be absolutely fine without breaking your back. And there is a specially engineered, which is a new trope we're seeing from Frontier with this new generation of CGs. There's a newly engineered discovery scanner for you, which I believe has got 3 times it's got 3 times double the normal highly engineered probe reach, if you see what I mean. Planetary scan. I'm not putting that very well, but it's worth having, basically. It's worth doing. So yeah, the other thing that's worth pointing out is it's the Alliance again that are frankly poking the Thargoids with a stick in the Coalsack Nebula, and they're after the planetary scan data from ammonia worlds because they are messing around with some new terraforming equipment. Yeah, so this is all going to be... Frontier have said everything they're doing is for a reason. They have repeated that to us multiple times. Everything they're doing is for a reason. I can't see any way that this will end well. So I've said this before, the Alliance are definitely up to something when it comes to Thargoids. So a Sirius Corporation are all wrapped up in this one as well, and they're dodgy as hell, aren't they? Honestly. So how's your life, people? How are things going? I'm going to take off and attempt to achieve stuff. How's your life going? We had some breathtaking news here in the UK yesterday, which I'm sure you've probably heard on your own news, in that the first anti-COVID vaccines have been approved for use, and they are starting to administer those to the more vulnerable members of society. Next week, would you believe? They're starting the rollout of the first anti-COVID vaccines next week. So we're a long way from the end of the horror story, but we can definitely see the end of the horror story in sight, I would suggest, hopefully, if it all goes well. So keep everything crossed. I hope you and yours are well throughout this nightmare. How has your week been? Dr. Digital something presidential election. That English gent, they have I don't know if their biology is ammonia based. I would say that is probably a good guess. They do have, we happen to know they have a penchant for ammonia based worlds. Certainly, I certainly think at the very least they are comfortable in ammonia environments, and they seem to put great value in ammonia based worlds. We don't really know why. But if the Thargoids are interested in them, and we're taking them away from them, I don't imagine for one moment that will go well for all concerned. Either I can't work out what's going on with the Alliance at the moment, whether they're up to something or whether they just don't care, really. I'm kind of inclined to believe that they're up to something, but I don't think we'll find out what they're up to for quite some time to come. I'm wondering if it's something that we'll see in Odyssey. I don't know. It certainly won't be in the next month or so. I don't think, anyway. But they're clearly up to something. Hello, Bob. Hello, Bandy. How are you? Are you okay? Please witness the newly activated Stan Cam in the top right-hand corner of your screens.
Fuel scooping complete.
Has he moved yet, by the way? I haven't been watching, so please tell me if he moves.
Warning, temperature critical.
Ree's trying to get him to move now. Don't, because he might leave. And then it'll just be Stan's bed cam. Not quite as entertaining. He doesn't look like he's moved, to be honest. Has anyone seen him move? No, doesn't look like it, does it? He's not great with the old movement, is Stan. He really very much enjoys. Derek, I'm not sure. I don't think so, honestly. I think the two are, I can give you no logical reason why this might be the case, honestly, but I think the two are very separate entities. In so much as I don't think, if and when we find Raxler, I don't think it's going to be a queen Thargoid or anything like that. I don't think there's anything like that going on. I do have a suspicion that the Thargoids might be interested in Raxler, or whatever Raxler is. Bandy's telling me he moved. He did move, did he? When are we going to do that? Actually, let me just ask Ree while she's here. When are we going to do the Sidewinder giveaway? Because we've only got a couple of weeks, haven't we? Or is it 3 weeks we've got? We've got 3 weeks, haven't we? Before Crimbo. If nobody's got any idea what I'm talking about, let me just show you without doing a loop of shame, because I know it makes Gaga angry. It gets very angry when I do a loop of shame. Are we streaming Christmas Eve? Are we? I've done a loop of shame. See, this is what happens when you talk to... We're doing it the 17th, are we? I'm being told we're doing it on the 17th in 2 weeks' time. Hang on. I apologise unreservedly for that loop. Nice recovery, though, don't you think? Look at that. Right, hang on. I'll tell you what on earth we're talking about now. What? 17th, right? So we're doing the draw on the 17th? Should we do it live on stream? Okay. I don't know how we're going to do it. We'll work something out before then. Okay. So on the 17th, then, I've just been told by my community and social manager, let me just kick that off, that on the 17th, on this here very live stream, we will be having a live draw to win this. We think, says Ree, tells me now that I've committed on stream. It will be the 17th, yeah? Definitely the 17th. Okay. That is a 3D printed Sidewinder model, painted by Rini herself, in fact, yeah. And if I'm looking like I don't want to give it away, that's because I don't. But I'm being forced to, against my will. So yeah, we're giving away a little something for Christmas. There you go. It'll look lovely in a tree, or on my desk if you so desire to leave it on my desk. I would do that for you. That's how generous I am. You're going, are you? Okay, there might be some... Do you want me to turn the stand cam off? You no, don't... Give him a little stroke, maybe, but don't trip over the numerous cables. Is there going to be some action on the stand cam? There's a hand, look. There's good. That's his face out of the stand cam now. Do you want to just, like, shove him back in? Oh, no, don't do that. No, don't shove him. I didn't mean shove him back in. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That's okay. He's looking okay. That's okay. I'm sure that's fine. Right, so having committed to that live on stream, 17th. On the 17th, we are giving away for Christmas that 3D printed Sidewinder that I really don't want to let go. Horrendously. Why has my phone just made a noise? Let me just look at that real quick, just in case. Okay, nothing important. Good. So I'm doing some work for the Burian Protectorate here, boys and girls, which is the our in-game faction, which is based in Tawanta. As I mentioned, we have an election on at the moment. I have no idea why or what people would be voting for, but that's okay. I don't need to know. General Zoff, who controls our BGS with terrifying efficiency, has told me that we have an election, and that's good enough for me, quite frankly. So that is what we're doing. I am going to go and get some CG action later. Are you enjoying these CGs and stuff? I really am enjoying these CGs and stuff, people. Let me tell you for why, without giving you spoilers. We had a chat with Frontier earlier this week. Jagger's now sweating nervously because he doesn't want me to spoil anything, which I won't. We had a chat with Frontier earlier this week, and we recorded it. It's all right. They knew we were doing it. There wasn't anything surreptitious going on. And we're hoping to get that out to your ears at some point early next week. And the subject of discussion was predominantly Galnet and the community goals and all this kind of thing and how it all hangs together. And that I'll leave the conversation there. But I've been enjoying Galnet. I liked the old Galnet. It was okay. I found the fluff a bit annoying, I think, as we said, but I basically liked Galnet. The new Galnet, the revamped Galnet, I absolutely adore. I absolutely adore it. I think it's incredible. I've never known an MMO with a news service in it that is relevant to what's going on in the game. I think it's incredible. We don't know we're born, honestly. And then all the new community goals and how it all hangs together, and there's a cohesive plot that's being played out, and it's got multiple branches depending on what we do. This is incredible, absolutely incredible. And it's gonna carry on through Odyssey as well. I'm not spoiling anything you don't know here. It's gonna carry on through Odyssey as well. We know they've planned it until through to sort of 2022. So what we're doing in the CGs is going to change almost certainly with the birth of Odyssey. It's a hell of a time to be an Elite Dangerous player, people. It really is. I have multiple pings to look at. Stop talking, Mr. B. Thank you very much, Jagger. I will struggle with that, I'm afraid. I'm not really focusing on what I'm doing at the moment. Mission critical message, what's that? Time bonus. Good luck with that. 24 minutes. I think I'll probably just about get there, I would imagine. I promise I will look at your pings in a moment, people. I'm not deliberately ignoring you. I just don't want to do multiple loops of shame because it annoys me. So I can't imagine what it does to you. There probably will be loops of shame though, let's be honest. It's something I wrestle with every single week. So are any of you going out to do the CG then? Is it news to you? Have we broken the news to you? And are you interested in doing it? And what, please, pray tell, do you think the Alliance is up to? Are they just stupid, or is there something going on? And I have no idea. I do think there's something going on. I think they are up to something, but I've got absolutely no concept of what they might be up to and why they're furiously prodding the Thargoids with a stick. I don't think that's the aim of what they're doing, but I think the end result of what they're doing is that they're prodding the Thargoids with a stick, if you know what I mean. They seem to be literally putting a bamboo cane in a hornet's nest and then going like that. I mean, seriously. They're definitely up to something. Surely. When Palin ran away, did he go and someone tell me, did he run to the Alliance or did he run to the Feds? It wasn't the Imps, was it? So is he in Alliance space now, or is he in Federation space? I can't remember. Nearly missed then. Very nearly missed. Slightly overcooked the approach, but we're okay. Right.
Docking request
Good.
granted.
That's working. Let me see. That stand cam looks like an image of an alien curled up, waiting to jump. It does kind of look like the Alien 3 poster, doesn't it? I know the image you're referring to. Does Drew Wager help with down there? I believe he has done, possibly in some small degree, in the past, Derek. And I do mean the past, in the distant past. With the new generation, I'm not aware that he is. No, I don't think he is. Orange Phoenix finished in the top 25. Well done, mate. Well done.
Docking successful.
Keep talking. It's
Engines
just us here. We
disengaged.
won't tell. Stopped at what? What have I missed? What have I missed? A loop drinking game. You see, science, that wouldn't end well, mate. That really wouldn't end well. That would, honestly. Okay, so JJG is saying, I believe the Alliance picked up all of INRA's research and is now making a move on the Thargoids to create new weaponry. So you think it's a you think it's a weapons development program? A theorem, Commander Stan is giving awards for any exploration data on catnip barnacles. Stan is actually the ship's navigator, which is why we loop of shame quite a lot, I'm going to say. By supporting them, are you just doing missions to increase their influence? Well, I think MS squared. I think you can M squared. Sorry, mate. I think you can just do positive actions. If Zoffy is in the chat, or if Yaga, if you can confirm or deny for me, that would be helpful. But I think you can just do positive actions for the Protectorate specifically. I've actually picked up the poll data, the voting data missions, just because I quite like doing those. But I think you can actually just do positive things for the Protectorate, I believe. English Gent got 10% for the Feds in the one that just ended. It's going to be a bit of a pain. As long as you're getting a 75. Yeah, I mean, I'm not great at harvesting exploration data myself, to be honest, mate. But I think getting in the top 75 is probably top 75% is probably quite doable, I think. Last we heard, by the way, I need to check in with him and work out where it ended. But our son, one of his friends, was actually in the top 10 of combat pilots for the last CG. So not the top 10%, but the actual top 10. But whether that stayed, I don't know. But at one point he definitely was. Poking Thargoids is fun. You will get your finger burnt though, I suggest. Yeah, Theorem, Sirius Corporation has less than honourable plans. Yep. Palin is in Alliance. Oh, okay, so he is in Alliance territory. Right. Okay. That can't be that's not a coincidence, is it? There's no way. Do you remember Palin's old base, by the way, down in the Pleiades? Where do you remember the Orthrus incident, the thing that turned up down at Palin's base that we're fairly certain wasn't meant to be there, and then Tato Chip punched it to death. I really, really hope against hope itself that come Odyssey we'll be able to go in that base. I really want to go in there. I can't believe he wasn't up to something dreadful, and I want to see it. I want to see what he was doing there. Phil Barnes, I think they want to test out some secret meta alloy research projects. That meta alloys certainly seem to be important to them. I think they're important to everybody, but the Alliance in particular. Genesis missile for Thargoid planets. Oh dear, yeah. Nice Trek reference, by the way. I love that scene in Star Trek 2. My God, I love that scene. Oh, by the way, while I think of it, I've just got, sorry, completely unrelated to that, but I'll forget because my brain is so damn random. If you haven't looked at Commander Ascorbius's latest video that he released, there is a spoiler in there that I won't spoil for you. Scorb's stuff is always worth watching, always worth. He puts an incredible amount of work into what he does. If you've never seen his stuff, but that is Scorb's latest video, and there is a spoiler in there that you might well enjoy, and I'll leave it at that. Yeah, Slam Dunk. I'd like to see some new Alliance ships as well. Ethereum, it was tilted towards those with fleet carriers, or certainly those who have access to a fleet carriers, which is not necessarily the same thing. Not necessarily people that own fleet carriers, but we had a hell of a time shipping people backwards and forwards to the coal sack. It was brilliant, really brilliant. Odyssey question. One of the candidate planets I've found for a light atmospheric landing. Its atmosphere is metallic vapor. Any thoughts on that would be like on... Oh my god, not a clue. Dangerous is the first thing that springs to mind, Slam Dunk. I'm interested to know if the tenuous atmospheres that we'll be able to land on are all planets that have got a tenuous atmosphere, or only some planets with a tenuous atmosphere, a certain chemical makeup. I'm kind of inclined to think the latter rather than the former, honestly, but I don't know. That would be my guess, because as you've quite rightly pointed out, possibly indirectly, I'm going to choose that one on the assumption that influence is important. There are tenuous atmospheres and there are tenuous atmospheres, I suppose. Hello, Spook. Are you all right, mate? There are tenuous atmospheres and there are tenuous atmospheres, and some planets will have a slightly more exotic makeup and appearance than other planets. So I'm inclined to believe, with no evidence whatsoever, that tenuous atmospheres that we can land on might not mean all planets with tenuous atmospheres, and perhaps that will come, other stuff will come further down the line, but I don't know. I have no evidence whatsoever to put any weight behind anything at all that I've just said. So there's that. How far? Oh, heavens, that's 300 light seconds. 300,000 light seconds. Here we go again. I did this earlier today, actually. Takoso, hello, mate. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the sub, sir. Enjoyed your work on... always enjoy your work, Takoso, but I enjoyed your work on Scorbius's latest. You put some serious hours into that, don't you? Okay, English Gent. It's interesting that okay, it's I get your point. I suppose it was annoying to people who didn't own a fleet carrier or didn't have access to a fleet carrier. I suppose one of the advantages we had in our Discord is that there are loads and loads of fleet carriers, and everybody's but we've actually got a channel in our Discord for telling people that your fleet carrier is doing something. So that got used quite heavily. So we coordinated an awful lot. And it became a nice little sort of in-community thing for us, which was great. But I suppose if you haven't got a fleet carrier and you don't know anyone with a fleet carrier, which must be a fair slice of the population. But they did say that the CGs, there would be something for everyone. So that one, I guess, was very predominantly for people who own fleet carriers, or people who know people who own fleet carriers, I would suggest. But that doesn't necessarily obviously work every single time. It's like the anti-Xeno CGs. I haven't got a hope of participating in those. I really haven't. Slam Dunk, suspect you may be right. A planet with metallic vapor atmosphere. I would expect, for example, there to be metallic pools on the surface. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. So I suppose one of the reasons I guess they must be doing tenuous atmospheres is that there is no chance of liquid water, I wonder. And then, as things go at the moment, they haven't got to render liquid water and all the nonsense that goes around that, or liquids of any fashion. So I wonder if that's something that they'll steer away from at the moment until they're ready to have you know, frankly, a water update or something like that. Yeah, maybe. Takoso, you and me both, mate. If there is a CG based around loops of shame, I will top 10 that bad boy right away. Honestly, especially if I live stream it. It's something I seem to be particularly proficient at when it comes to live streams. I can loop of shame with the best of them. Oh, thank you, Yagashura. Thank you. While we're doing a bit of travelling here, should we get some slightly higher definition Stan in there? He is. Look. Do we need like an actual Stan cam? Do we think like right, like where there's nothing but? I wonder if I can copy. I'm going to do something extremely ill-advised now. I'm going to try and create another scene for the live stream live on air. That's probably a stupid thing to do, but I'm going to give it. I'm going to call it Maximum Stan. I've switched to it accidentally. Look, hang on, just bear with me. Just bear with me. I know it's a black screen. I know. It's okay. It'll be all right. Hang on. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay. I will have to do that later. Told you that was ill-advised. Or a starboat. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? If there's as soon as they start getting into uh, liquid stuff, then it becomes problematic. Was he just about to move? Oh, damn, sorry. Sorry. It didn't look like he did anything, did it? Hang on. Yeah, I can't really do anything creative with that without ruining it. I wasn't sure if the camera had. I was looking at it earlier on, and I wasn't sure if the camera had frozen because he's so still. I had to make sure he was actually. I could actually see him breathing. The other one's up there as well. The squid is in her what we call her eyrie. That one. There we go. What we call her eyrie, which is above us all, looking down on from the top of a wardrobe. She's just woken up and is now looking at me like I'm dinner, which is a bit upsetting. Hello, Mechanic Man. You all right, mate? Thorum, is this new CG all exploration data? Okay, it's all. I see what you're asking. Yeah, it's all exploration data, I believe. But if you hand in planetary scans for ammonia worlds, that is worth 3 times the progress, your progress in the CG than anything else, I believe. English Gen, I see it's nice to see Sirius Court getting involved in the CG. I wonder if going forward. Do you know what? I can't. I wonder if, and I honestly, I don't have an opinion on this personally, but I wonder if power play factions getting involved in a CG would become too problematic and too fractious. Because once you've done one power play faction, you've then got to absolutely make sure you do all the other power play factions, and then you're then looking at however many weeks of power play only CGs, or certainly a large quantity of power play focused CGs. So I don't. That might be a tough one, a tough sell. That one. Takoso, wouldn't you? Honestly, I wouldn't mind coming back as Stan. I'll tell you, he has got the life, mate. Stan actually, he's a rescue cat after a fashion. Um, he adopted us. We don't know how, but um, he ended up living locally, but um, without a home. I guess homeless is the word I was searching for. So he was living under cars, eating out of bins. When we first met him, he was absolutely filthy. His fur was it wasn't in appalling condition, but he clearly was having trouble keeping himself clean. And he showed up at the back door, cadging for food. We thought, and it turns out what he was actually after was attention. As soon as we started to make a bit of a fuss of him, he absolutely just collapsed in a heap on the floor and rolled on his back. And he was eating quite well. I think he's always been quite a big cat as Stan. He does all right for food, but he was eating quite well. But he was craving a family. I think basically. I don't know what had happened to him. No, we think we know where he used to live, and it's a house just down the road from us that's a rental house. And at the point when Stan showed up, um, is about the point when the people that now live there moved in. And they've reported to us a few times, a couple of years ago, that Stan was showing up at their back door quite a lot, um, like he owned the place. He doesn't do it anymore. He just hangs around with us now. But we think he was probably living there, and the family that whoever was living there moved out and didn't take Stan with them. So he ended up. Um, so yeah, there was. Thank you, Taco. So yeah, there was never any choice, honestly, mate. Oh, Bob. The world's happiest parrot. Thank you very much, Bob. That's really sweet of you. You don't. Please stop doing that now, because it's costing you 10 quid every week. Please, that's really lovely of you, mate. Thank you so much. God love you. Um, where was I? Yeah. So yeah, we already had a cat, and Stan showed up and basically adopted us and said, "Guess what? I live here now." So that was 2 years ago, I think, 3 years ago, something like that. Um, with Squid, Squid's a really funny one. Squid's much she's a female and much smaller, a very slight little what's the word I'm looking for? Tortoiseshell cat, and she was living on a farm in actual fact, fairly close by. And when we went to pick her up, she was living down a drain. I'm not kidding you either. The farm, the people who owned the farm were selling the cats. I think it's part of their business model, and which I was quite uncomfortable with. But when you turn up and see all these cats, you think, yes, I'll buy one of these just to make sure they anyway. So when we turned up, there was basically loads of these cats in the yard, and Squid was possibly the smallest. And we thought at the time that the one of the less bolshy ones, and she was living down a drain. It turns out Squid is possibly the most bolshy cat I've ever met, which is lovely. Really, Bob? Really, Bob? You're not okay. All right. I won't tell you to stop again. Thank you very much, Bob. That really is very lovely of you. Thank you. That's very sweet. Yes, Spookster. Stan does okay. Cool, love you, Bob. Thanks, mate. Yeah, Stan does all right. He's very much, uh, very definitely fallen on his feet. Yeah, very definitely. He absolutely has the life of Riley, as my parents' generation would have called it. Wayne, the community goal. Let me see if I did have a link to it. Yes, I've got a link to it. Hang on. Has it been updated? Doesn't look like it has. So the community goal. Hang on. I can play it to you via the medium of an internet. Hang on. It's going to be in here, isn't it? Is it going to be in here? No. Oh, here we go. Let's play that. Here you go. This is it.
Explorers needed for Coalsack Nebula project. Pilots Federation alert. Sirius Atmospherics has requested help from independent pilots to provide exploration data focusing on ammonia worlds for terraforming purposes. The subsidiary of Sirius Corporation is working in partnership with the Alliance to establish colonies within the Coalsack Nebula and to identify sites of commercial and scientific interest. Dr. Maximilian North, Sirius Atmospherics' project director, outlined the requirements. We have developed revolutionary new terraforming procedures for
This is the bit.
terrestrial planets with ammonia-based atmospheres. Our collaboration with the Alliance is the perfect opportunity to try and put these to practical use, with the goal of transforming the region into a more human-friendly place.
Uh-oh.
Sirius Atmospherics offers rewards for explorers who can provide us with exploration data. We are particularly interested in detailed scans focusing on the composition of ammonia worlds, not just in the Coalsack Nebula but elsewhere. Gathering wide-ranging data will enable us to determine the most suitable targets for environmental conversion. Pilots are requested to deliver exploration data to the Sirius Atmospherics Research Facility at Betancourt Base in the Muscadart Region PJ-PB61 system.
There you go. So they're looking for exploration data with a particular interest in planetary scans of ammonia worlds, which I believe will give you 3 times the progress of anything else in the CG. And the top 75% of people in the CG will get one of the new generation of sort of over-engineered modules that Frontier are occasionally dribbling out these days, and it's an advanced discovery scanner that gives you, I believe, twice the normal highly engineered planetary coverage for the surface probes, for planetary surface probes, I believe. But you might want to, oh hell, oh Tives. Thank you very much, Tyvin. That was really sweet of you. Thank you very much, mate. The world's happiest parrot. Loop of shame. You're welcome, everyone. Oh, hell. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Sorry. I'm sure it's fine. We spent a long time getting to this particular place, so we might as well do a little circuit around it. That was my thinking, right? Might as well do a little circuit around it to make sure that, yep, everything looks fine. I would say it was safe to land. Spent a long time getting here, so we'll make the most of it. That's what I was thinking there. If you're new to the stream, by the way, and you missed it earlier on, my wife has advised me that on the 17th, I think she said the 17th, on this very live stream, we will be giving away, I'm just going to skillfully avoid another loop of shame. We will be giving away a 3D printed Sidewinder. A 3D printed model of a Sidewinder. This very thing here. There we go. I don't want to give this away. I really don't. I want to be selfish and I want to keep it for myself, but I'm not allowed to. So we're giving that away. It'll just be, there won't be any hoops to jump through or anything like that. It'll be a real easy to enter draw. I haven't got the slightest idea how we're going to do it yet. I'm sure it's easy. I'm sure it's completely doable. So 17th on this very live stream, so starting around 3 p.m. UTC, at some point during the live stream, we will have a draw to win that very Sidewinder. Land, please. Thank you.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
I just heard the cat move. I think it was a different cat. Okay, it doesn't look like it was Stan. No. Good. The position Stan's in at the moment is almost certainly the position he will be in, as in, you know, in that bed absolutely out cold is almost certainly the position he'll still be in at about 9 o'clock tonight. He's not the world's most active cat. I know cats are quite inactive anyway, really, but Stan never really gets active as such. And when he does go out, he's only ever out the house for like sort of 10-15 minutes, possibly an hour if you're lucky. And then he's back again. I've got a feeling Kume is another long trip, I think. Oh, I've got 2 here. Oh, okay, no, it's not too bad at all. Okay. Unless I've got one at that end of the system. No, I haven't. Woohoo!
Frameshift drive charging.
There's a couple of possible star systems that are, because I did this earlier on, Kuma, not Kume. There's a couple of possible star systems we can go to here that have got long trips in Super Cruise. That we just did. This doesn't look to be one of them, so that's good.
1. Engage.
That's really nice of you, Ty. Sorry, I've just seen Tyvin's message. Early Christmas present, and for the bird, stand cam rules. Excellent. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Critical message.
I think probably for the next live stream I will have that would make quite a nice be right back screen, wouldn't it? So I think for the next live stream I'll have like basic, to all intents and purposes, a full screen stand cam. It'd be really easy to do, but I don't want to do it. I tried to do it on live, and it didn't go well, honestly. So off air I can sort that out in 2 seconds. We can have a full page Stan for times when we really need to look at Stan. Let's have a quick look. There we go. Look at his little face. It's quite nice sitting here just to be able to like check up on Stan and see what he's doing. It is, however, quite an ugly solution when it comes to the the layout of the room. There's a colossal USB cable running from the PC to my left, all the way behind me, all the way across the entirety of the room, and then over there an extension cable. It then runs up the wall to a sort of an adjustable camera holder bendy thing that's then got the quite a low tech, but you know, it seems to be working, USB driven webcam plugged into it. And then on the other side of the room, because power is quite limited in this room, as you can imagine, with 4 screens and 2 PCs and stuff. On the other side of the room, there's another USB powered light that's coming from another extension cable that runs over to where Stan is, and then the USB cable is plugged into a phone charger, which is plugged into that power extension. So there's a huge cable running from here to Stan, and then another cable running from Stan to the other side of the room. So basically the whole room is covered in cable and camera at the moment. Fortunately, it's only like that for live streams, which is just as well. So I'll dismantle it after we're done here.
Mission critical message.
But it appears to be working. This is the important thing. That's the most important thing. It does appear to be working. So, and it should. The famous last words. It should stay stable. We've tried this with a wireless-based cam, and it didn't really work because it kept crashing. Did I have to have a full body scan to be in Scorb's video? There isn't a scanner in the world big enough, Takoso. Kevin, I'm doing some work for our in-game player faction, the Burian Protectorate, running poll data in an effort to win us an election. Athorium's found their first ammonia world for the CG. Nice! The Boon points table. Actually, well, Lord Tywin is in the best position to advise about that aggregate. I don't know, is the honest answer. I haven't checked it fairly recently. For anybody who doesn't know what aggregate is talking about, in our Discord, there's kind of a sort of ongoing award table for people who have done stupid things accidentally in the game. So you can't they're called boon points. You can't win points for doing something deliberately stupid, because we do quite a lot of that anyway. But you
Landing
can
field
win points for
attracted. Ship
doing
released.
things
Engines
accidentally.
engaged.
And Tyvin is the master of the spreadsheet that holds that information, and he awards all the points. And at the end of the year, so in early January, in actual fact, the person at the top of the table who's scored the most points throughout the year for
Frameshift
being
drive
stupid or doing
charging.
stupid stuff will actually win a physical prize,
4, 3,
yet
2,
to be determined,
1.
from
Engage.
Rini and myself. Nil, 14 for Nils. I don't think I'll ever hate that particular parrot. Honestly, it's quite brilliant, if I do say so myself. Yakashura, my presence on that list is a complete fabrication. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Tyvin, you made the victory lap, yeah. Okay, Laban has put it much better than I could. A full engineered detail surface scanner with twice the normal probe coverage. There you go. I am kind of half tempted. I don't think I'll be able to, honestly, but I've got an exploration character that's way out in the black, on the other side of the galaxy, and it did cross my mind to buckyball him home. I don't think I could ever blow him up and bring him home that way, but I'm sorely tempted to buckyball him home and participate in the CG. But even if I did that, I don't think I'll have the time this week to do justice to it anyway. So I will participate in the CG though. I wouldn't mind getting that scanner just for this character. You know, it'll be all right. Nice, Athorium. That's amazing. You hit a nav beacon and dropped your hull to 0% without dying. If you're going to join the 0% club, that is, do it with some panache. That's amazing. Well done. That's fantastic. I don't think it comes out on camera. I'm not positive that camera's got. It's not anywhere near as sophisticated enough. I don't think it's got a microphone on it, but Stan's actually snoring at the moment. If I shut down all the other sound sources, hang on, let me just see if it's picking anything up. Hang on, cat cam. No, there's no sound coming through it at all. That's a shame. Yeah, Stan's actually snoring at the moment. He snores quite a lot. It's kind of it's obviously a snore, but it's more it expresses itself in the world more as a sort of hoot. It's kind of like having a hairy owl in the room. That's a thought actually to Koso. I hadn't considered that. See if there's a carrier going my way. That could be worth doing. Yeah. Oh hell, loop of shame again. Here we go. Oh god, I'm sorry. That could be worth looking at actually. Yeah. Wayne Grave, top 75%. That's right, mate. But you'll have to be in the top 75% when the CG finishes, rather than having been in the top 75%. If you see what I mean. So bearing in mind it's only just started. As soon as game traffic picks up tonight, if you don't participate anymore, you won't be in that position for long. I'm not going to be able to avoid this loop of shame, am I? It's having none of it. I'm just going to have to accept it. Oh, God. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. That sounds about right. Nice little tour of the planet there. You're welcome. just did a sort of like a little like noise. It kind of sounds like the child from The Mandalorian. Throws up nearly as much as well, which is nice. Oh, don't want that. Want that.
Shields
Oh.
offline. Docking
I'm gonna have.
released
I said this
after
last week. I'm gonna have to
thermal signature
move.
restored.
I'm gonna have to move that button. I've got that bound to my delete key, which I also I use the right hand control button for skipping across tabs on the ship interface, and I keep hitting the delete key accidentally.
Landing gear deployed.
And it's that the keys have been in that configuration for time immemorial. It's been like that forever. But the last 3 weeks or so, I've suddenly started hitting the delete key. And it's quite annoying. I'm going to have to move it. It's so
Docking
rare
successful.
that I turn my
Engines disengaged.
shields off anyway. Well, deliberately. They get shot off of me plenty enough, but... Okay, let's grab that stuff again. Is that it now?
Shields online.
Let's tell me I've got more. What have I got? Okay, got more. Let's have that one. Right, that should be it now. I think, is that it now? Yes, I have no more. Okay. If I get off the pad...
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Right. I'll leave myself parked here for a second. I'm going to replenish my drink and have a very quick bio break, boys and girls. And then we will be back, and I will get more missions. There will be more missions. One of those, and I will be right back. Oh, hell. Anyway, what I was just saying. Thank you, everyone. Sorry about that. What I was just saying was. There's so many points. Actually, there is double points as well. If you do whatever it is, we're not eligible, obviously, to win the prize because we buy it. So, but it's actually double points if you're on a live stream, I think, or there's extra for it. Oh dear. Right. So what I was just saying. What I was just saying was that the 17th, the date that we're talking about giving away the Sidewinder. This is one of the honestly. Live stream was just a nightmare. Yeah, I'll start from the beginning. So like, yeah. The 17th, the date that we're talking about giving away the Sidewinder. Frontier are having their next. That's a Navy interdiction. Are having their next Twitch drop enabled live stream. And we believe, or they've said, essentially, there will be something special on that live stream. On their regular, so it's their regular Thursday evening live stream. They've said there will be something special about that live stream. What that something special is, we don't know. I would guess Dev Diary, but I don't know. We are overdue, if that's the right word. We haven't had a Dev Diary in a couple of months, so possibly that's the date of the next Dev Diary. Possibly, maybe, he says, completely guessing at the mind of Frontier, but. And he's back in the room. About as much as I'm ever back in the room, Spook. Honestly, mate. This is about as back in the room as I ever get. So figure 2 ammonia worlds at least and get the data in first. You're talking about the CG, Wayne, I assume? Is that to get in the top 75? The top 75%, but that's as the CG stands at the moment, right? But that situation is liable to change as the week progresses. I would suggest.
Bravo, Papa, Sierra. Submit a docking request, and a landing pad will be reserved for you, Commander.
I was going to try and give you a hint for this week's doing the thing, by the way, but I don't know if I can.
Assisted docking initiated.
I don't know if I can do it without giving too much away, but let me try. There we go. There is a hint for this week's doing the thing. That's all you're getting. Give me your guesses. What do you think? What do you think you may have just seen?
Scan detected.
Don't underestimate the laziness. You're not wrong, actually, Wayne. Yeah. I suppose, I mean, I get, it's not laziness, but like I rarely get out to the CG more than twice in a week, to be honest. No matter where it is, I'll get out there, do the thing, and then that's pretty much me for the week.
Contact. Disembark when ready.
And I suppose a lot of people, I suppose it's the same with combat as well, though. I suppose a lot of people won't be terribly excited at the prospect of doing exploration. And so they just won't bother with it as well. There's going to be a degree of that, isn't there? I'd have thought. I suppose you get that with anything. Buur Protectorate, probably won't bother with those yet. I think they can probably have that, can't they? Courier. I'm paying absolutely no attention to where these are going, in keeping with the Buur Pit tradition. Zoff points, so we go. That's how it works. We ask not why, we just do. I will, however, now look at where I've got to go. Excellent. Kuma, good. You'll do.
Landing gear retracted.
That's where we just were, isn't it? And it was alright there. Is that one of them? Yeah, there it is. Let's go there. We know Kuma's okay. Let's go to Kuma. No! Oh, it's 180 lights. Oh no, it's not where. Oh well, let's go there. Hell, it'll be alright. Damn my overconfidence.
Frameshift drive charging.
180 is fine. Give me a chance to stare at chat.
You have the all clear? Goodbye, Commander.
That's the other point, I suppose, to Koso. There is a huge explorer community, and that
3, 2, 1.
that reward for the top 75 is so worth having. So worth having. Honestly. So. Is the kill warrant scanner broken? Not that I've heard of, creature. Is it broken?
Fuel scooping.
Has anyone else heard that one?
Disengaged.
The mining scanner is. I can never remember what it's called. Pulse wave scanner, something like that. The thing you use for seeking out interesting rocks. That's knackered at the moment, or not working as advertised. But I hadn't heard that the kill warrant scanner was broken as well. Is that the case? Has anyone else heard that one? That's a new one on me if it is. Dr. Digital, for your information, if you're near the galaxy core, your carrier has adders and haulers. If you want a suicide winder back to the barrel, that's very kind of you, mate. Thank you. I just can't. Ree has got 2 accounts. She suicide winders her main account, believe it or not, all the time. That's the one she uses for filming. She'll often kill that one and not give a hoot about it, and I can't do that. It drives me mad. Her Explorer account she won't. She's very precious about that, quite rightly. Old Grey Redneck, your kill warrant scanner worked fine last night. Okay, there you go. I hadn't heard that there was a problem with that, I've got to be honest. Hello, wife. You okay? Oh no, she's disturbed Stan. Oh no. That's alright, let him go if he wants to. Let him go. Subtle, Ree. Subtle. Nice. No one saw. You're fine. Yeah, no one saw. Put that, there we go. And he's settled back down again. Look at it. Look, he never goes far. Love him. Never goes far. Bribery, Mark. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the only way you'll ever get a cat to do anything, even remotely close to what you want it to do, though, isn't it? Honestly. He's kind of stuck in that position, is he? I can't tell if he's going to go to sleep again. I think it's highly likely that he's going to go to sleep again. I think that's the he's actually ginger, Phil. That's the lighting over there. and the quality of that particularly cheap camera doing him a disservice. He's actually a ginger cat, Ginger Tom. Phone just did a thing again. Okay, that's okay. Good. Yeah, he's actually a Ginger Tom. If you're ever thinking of getting a cat, I can highly recommend Ginger Toms. They're I always thought for some reason I had it in my head that they were a little bit difficult or a little bit contentious, but very much not the case. And I've heard since getting Stan that that it's quite a thing with ginger cats, that they're very placid and very, frankly, a bit dopey, honestly. But he's a very nice natured cat. He's a really, really sweet natured cat. If you ever want a cat you could just pick up and go, he's that cat, if you know what I mean. Squid isn't. If you do that to Squid, she'll literally take your face off. But Stan is very sweet. There's an absolute, I mean, Squid's, she's up in her, as I say, she's up in her area at the moment, and we did toy with the idea of having 2 cameras, one for each cat. But Squid, the logistics involved in getting 2 cameras in place, notwithstanding, Squid stays still in one place so rarely that it just wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it. Actually, Barry, I'm interested to know that one myself. Actually, opinions on Star Wars Squadrons. I saw it come up in the sale. I haven't bought it, but I was, just to give you some context, I was a massive, massive, massive fan of the original X-Wing games, to the point where I even ran a website to do with them way, way, way back in the day. If you remember those at the time that they came out. Oh my God. Hello, Uni. Thank you very much, mate. That's really sweet of you. Thank you very much, Uni. Welcome to the stream, buddy. That parrot is so off-putting. Yeah, I used to run an X-Wing website, and it eventually kind of morphed into a free space website as well. If you remember free space, I think it was called, well, it's called Conflict Free Space over here, and I think just Free Space in the rest of the world. But that was sort of very heavily influenced by X-Wing. That used to be my go-to selection of space simulators. So I'm very curious to know some opinions on Star Wars Squadrons and the co-op aspect of it specifically. Is there some good co-op fun? If there isn't, I'm not interested, honestly. Oh, Takosa, that's interesting. Plater said he liked playing it but wouldn't do it again. So he went through the single player campaign, presumably. Can you do the campaign in multiplayer? I bet you can't. Like, can we just get a wasted opportunity? Just real quick. I bet you can't. Can you? Can you? Can't you? Can you? Can't you? You did not expect any parroting. Sorry, Niels. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. Honestly, it's really kind of you. Yeah, I'm quite. Would anyone else be interested in playing Squadrons? It's not. I don't know that it's. I'm acutely aware that it's EA. Do you know what I mean? And I wish they'd just let the Star Wars license go to someone else. Honestly, but I just kind of. I looked at it and thought, oh, yeah, I did. I want to like it, but. Well, yeah, I get that. I mean, the flight model, I think you can. I think you can almost do a flight assist off thing with it, actually, mate. I don't know. I don't know how flight assist off it is, but I believe it has got a slightly more challenging flight model. But the thing is, I suppose it's not a game that it's got to have a decent flight model, but it's not a game that you'd gravitate towards because of the flight model, if you know what I mean. But you know, if you're not feeling it because of the Star Wars thing, then nothing else is going to convince you anyway, which I completely understand. Although I have to say, people, the Mandalorian. I was not enjoying the Mandalorian season 1. I wanted to like it, I really did, but it just didn't do it for me. Season 2, as it's really found its feet and it's really upped its game. I'm quite enjoying season 2 to the point where I'm kind of going, oh, it's Friday tomorrow, which means there's a new Mando. So did you like Rogue? I know we've had this conversation before, possibly on a weekly basis, Yaga, but did you like Rogue One? The like the main Star Wars thread films, so the Force Awakens, whatever the hell the second one was called, and then whatever the hell the third one was called. Like the second one was okay. I didn't absolutely hate it, but the third one was an absolute pile. Hello, Nexio. You're right, buddy. Yeah, Yaga. Yaga. Honestly, Rogue One, mate. Unless, I mean, do you not like the original trilogy? Because if you don't like the original trilogy, then there's nothing in Rogue One for you. But honestly, Rogue One is one of the best, if not the best, Star Wars films for me, hands down. Yeah, Nexio, the Hammerhead scene is incredible. Yeah, Rogue One really is good, Yaga. Like, if you like the original trilogy and enjoyed them for what they were, and kind of wanted to see what the other guys did, they absolutely nailed it with Rogue One. And there isn't like loads of floaty force rubbish and all that kind of like wistful looking into the distance and all that kind of rubbish. It's proper Star Wars, like, you know, if you wanted to make a Star Wars film, that's the film you'd make, kind of thing. Redneck, yeah, Rogue One is the only acceptable Star Wars film that Disney has put out. I agree. I absolutely agree. I think they might have learnt their. I don't want to get too excited, and I understand completely the yeses and the nos, but I think they might have learnt their lesson um, with the main thread films. I think those films are obviously, very much directed towards kids, but they've also got 40 and 50-year-old kids that they've got to keep happy as well. So um, Mando seems to be going down that path, which is great. And I'd like to see more Rogue One style stuff as well. Takoso, I absolutely agree. It's almost a World War II film. Yeah, it's a war film. It's a war film that happens to be set in the Star Wars universe, is how I would explain it. Yeah, Barry, the end is incredible, isn't it? Yeah. Niels, I'm right there with you. I really, really would like to see the Empire or the bad guys or the New Order, First Order, or whatever they're called. I would like to see them get one over on the Rebels. I've never liked the Rebels. I love Star Wars and I love the universe and I like all the stuff and in it particularly. But I don't really like the rebels. I like the bad guys. I always have liked the bad guys. I think I said this last week. It's not how I run my life, or it's not how I try to run my life. But Death Stars for the win. Honestly, another loop of shame. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. I no, I do this for you. I really do. Let's put the head tracking back on so I can see where I'm going. There we go. I hope they nail um, the approach and landings in Odyssey. I want to see re-entry. I want a re-entry sequence like on atmospheric worlds and a bit of buffeting and all that kind of stuff. There's such an opportunity there to have a really nice dramatic moment whenever you enter the atmosphere of a planet. I hope they do something there. You want it to be quite challenging, don't you? You want it to be a commitment kind of thing. Not, you know, not horrifically difficult by any stretch of the imagination. Still a video game, but you want it to be a commitment. I would suggest. Is it me, or is it always dark wherever you want to land?
Orbital flight engaged.
Is Stan dead? We have had confirmed movement, Nexio, in Stan. Shaved Gizmo Balding Hero, yeah, absolutely. We have had confirmed movement in Stan. Stan is a very placid, let's call him, a very placid cat. He's extremely laid back. Stan is doing a dramatic Firefox browser logo reenactment. What you're seeing there is about as dramatic as Stan gets, honestly. He's a funny looking cat as well. He kind of looks like a cat that's wearing cat-shaped pajamas that are too big for him. So he kind of, whenever you see him, on the rare occasions that I see him run, when he's outside, he kind of looks like he's wearing pajamas that are too big for him. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. Do you have confirmed movement there, Nexio? Did you see something? Did Stan actually do something?
DeLacy, Bravo, Papa, Sierra. You are approaching a federal port, Commander. Please submit a docking
I never get fed up with seeing these starports.
Commander,
They look
make your way
amazing.
to landing pad 07.
I never get fed up with these things. Look at them. Okay, now then, why are we here?
Crew have been dispatched.
Why have we just travelled for ages in Super Cruise? Influence. Jolly good. Excellent, that's that one. Another one in the bag. That is, how far is that one going to be? Let's get the data for it and find out how far we got to travel. It's at the tail end of the system, but it's just under 2k. Jolly good, we can do that. How old is Stan? We weren't there right for the beginning, but he wasn't very old when he came to us, and he came to us about two or 3 years ago. So he's about 3 or 4, we think. But we didn't have him right from a kitten. He was abandoned in some regard, and adopted us. So he moved his head. Okay. Yeah, Abriel, I want to do. You don't want to get your hopes up and get too excited, do you? But I want to do like combat drops with a cargo hold full of real people. You know, like swoop in, drop, everybody piles out, take off, and then do close air support. That would just be, I would just be in seventh heaven doing stuff like that. That's what I'd like to see, but what we get is what we get, I guess.
2, 1, engage.
Redneck, honestly, he really has got the life of Riley. Honestly, he is a, without waving our own flag, he is a very lucky cat. He is absolutely, as is Squid as well. They're both absolutely adored and spoiled rotten by all of us in the house. We adore him. And her, she's lovely as well in her own slightly scratchy, somewhat psychotic way. She takes after Ree. I'll just leave that there. Hello, Bagfather. You alright, mate? That's Spike, everyone. Hello, Spike. They need to use established characters, even make it Yoda built R2-D2. I kind of don't like that stuff, Wayne. Honestly, I don't want established characters. I want to see. That's one of the reasons I'm enjoying the Mandalorian now is that it's the other guys. You know, it's the background characters that they're sort of following. I kind of, dare I say it, sick to death of the
Frameshift drive
Skywalker clan. I've got to
charging.
be honest, but that got so royally ruined. And all this stuff about, Anakin Skywalker built C-3PO, that just made me so angry. Oh,
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
yeah, Takoso, he's the littlest hobo, and he's actually come to save us by using his dreaming powers. Yeah, yeah. Certainly not through hard work. Yeah, Pariah and APC as well. That would be fantastic.
Fuel scooping complete.
English Gent, that would be hugely useful for everybody concerned. If you wouldn't mind, that'd be great, mate. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you very much, mate. Let's just steer ourselves somewhere useful. Old Rain, I'd come and curl up in the corner of your game. You need to clear more space because I'm 6'6". Yeah, that would be quite a corner. Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult to get scale on Stan in that picture there, but he's not 6'6". Abriel, I think atmospheric should really make the ship moan and groan. Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. I mean, they make sort of a a fair bit of racket just entering a gravity well at the moment, don't they? So yeah, I agree. All that extra pressure should do something. Vanotta, you are not wrong. Honestly, for me anyway, I'm not interested in that. I've seen everything I need to see about the Skywalkers. That galaxy is far more interesting than just that family. I'm kind of over Jedi's as well. I don't want to keep seeing space wizards. That's one of the many great things about Rogue One is that there is minimal, if any, without spoiling it, minimal, if any, force usage in it at all. Pariah, definitely. Nice to see if the buffer panel flies off during re-entry. Absolutely. I would like my atmospheric re-entries and I like my Elite Dangerous to be a lot more Firefly. Honestly, I could use a lot more Firefly in my life. Did we have any guesses, by the way? I didn't see them. Did we have any guesses for what doing the thing might be? I can give you the hint again if you didn't see it. Yeah, Phil Barnes, right there with you. Lasers and mercs, definitely. I mean, even Firefly sort of, takes its influences directly from Star Wars, doesn't it? But from Solo and the Millennium Falcon, really. Which again, for me, was one of the more interesting bits. No, wasn't a Darth Vader helmet. No, hang on. Let me try and do it again. Right. So keep an eye on my face cam, and I will try and give you a hint without ruining what it is. Oh, I'm looking at that. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong bloody picture. There we go. You probably get it from that, surely. Surely you'll get it from that.
Landing gear deployed.
I haven't got a Darth Vader helmet, actually, but I have got Brace yourself. Wow, Phil. Stop the press. Phil. Thank you very much, English gent. Cheers, mate. I appreciate that. Abriel Keane, close but no cigar. Phil Barnes, stop the press. I'm almost jealous. Honestly. Star Trek is a completely different discussion, but it's more like a dark green Nexio than black, but that might not come out on camera. Phil, Star Trek is a completely different discussion. Firefly is required viewing, and it's such a. There you go, Phil. You got it. Firefly is a is required viewing, my friend, for sure. I mean, this light back here might be a bit extreme. Is it that side? No, it's that side. So it's that one. If I do that, I don't think that'll ruin the back. There we go. See what that does. Right. Firefly is a it's not a huge commitment either, because it wasn't on telly for long, not because it was bad. It was actually very good, but it wasn't treated with any respect by the by Fox, who were running it at the time. Long tortured story, so it got cancelled very early, but what's there is beautiful, and then there's a film you can watch which rounds it all off and is a really good film as well. Let's everybody, if you've seen Firefly, can you just there's something else I need to get you to do as well. If you've seen Firefly, can you please just can we start the conversion process on Phil, please? Sorry, Phil, but um yes, Sir D, I'm right there with you. Mine as well, mate. I absolutely love Firefly. So those of you who were here last week will remember that I asked you to say hello to Jane, who is a colleague at my work, and I took a screenshot of the chat saying hello to Jane, and a leaf on the wind. Oh, don't, Abriel. And I took a screenshot of the chat and took it into Jane, and it made her giggle. So that's good. Now, when that happened, I work with another lovely lady called Michelle, who's one of the funniest people I've ever met. She's absolutely hilarious. But Michelle got a little bit jealous that you all said hello to Jane, but you didn't say hello to her. So I don't want you to say Michelle, though. What I want you to say, because I don't call her Michelle, I call her Sheffley Floops. So if you're able, boys and girls, do you think you could say hello to Sheffley Floops for me? And if I'll put into chat how I think we should probably spell Sheffley Floops. Hang on, Sheffley Floops. So unless you've heard what I'm just about to say, because I'm a few seconds ahead of you, this is going to make no sense whatsoever. So if you wouldn't mind just copying and pasting that and saying hello Sheffley Floops, or some greeting to Sheffley Floops. There we go. Abriel's got it. Thank you, buddy. So if you could just say hello Sheffley Floops, that would be brilliant. How the how the heck do we spell that? And I will screenshot. I will screenshot that for Sheffley. That's absolutely brilliant. You lot are completely legendary. Thank you so much. Look at that. Oh my god. Let's get a few stored up in there, and then I'll I'll screenshot all the Sheffley Floops. That's brilliant. Look at that. That's amazing. Right, hang on a second. I'm going to grab it now. Make sure you get your Sheffley Floops in. Right, here we go. I'm going to screenshot it now. Marvellous. Thank you very much, everyone. You're too kind. Thank you. Let me just save that there as cheflyfloops.jpg. Jolly good. You're too kind, people. Thank you very much. It's brilliant. Look at that. God. I'll get it. Look, that's a whole page of Chefly Floops. Now I'm gonna have to hang on. I'll grab that one. I'll get you. I'll make sure you get in there, Bill. Hang on, mate. There we go. Okay, I've got everyone now. I'll just call that Chefly Floops 2, and then okay. Good. Thank you, everyone. Oh, Bob as well. There's too many Chefly Floops now. I'm abusing my power. Don't know that power's the right word, honestly. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you very much, people. Right. Did I pay in the thing? I did, didn't I? Yeah, I must have done. Okay. Should we do the thing now? We'll do the thing for this week. So, those of you who are new here may not know this already, so let me just fill you in quickly. I've got an enormous collection of very, very nerdy stuff, and every week I get a piece of nerdy stuff off of our shelves here that Rini and I curate between us, and just put it on screen real quick. So, as Phil correctly guessed, this week's is Godzilla. I have only one Godzilla. I really right. Let me just. I really like Godzilla, but I don't particularly like the films, any of them really, honestly. But I just think it's a really cool idea, and I like the monster design. So of the two most recent Godzilla films, the first one was okay. It was kind of okay, but it was a tragic misuse of who's the guy who played the dad? Oh God, I've just blanked on his name. But he was in that. He was in Breaking Bad. He was the guy in Breaking Bad. It's a tragic misuse of him as an actor because he's a fantastic actor, and he was tragically underused in that film. So, but I really like Godzilla, and I like. Hang on, let me put it on proper cam. There we go, doing the thing cam. Right, there we go. So this is my one and only Godzilla that I own. I don't, like I say, I don't particularly like the films. The last one in particular, the last film I thought was absolutely bloody awful. But, you know, giant monsters trashing cities. I mean, what's not to like? So that's my Godzilla. It's nice as well. I'm quite proud of him. He's completely articulated as well, so like tail and legs and arms. Even his jaw moves a little bit, not a huge amount, but it moves a little bit. So that's my Godzilla. Does anybody here like Godzilla? I want the Godzilla films to be better than they are, and I kind of get that fix to a degree from Pacific Rim, the original Pacific Rim. That's Bryan Cranston. Thank you very much. Amazing actor, really good actor. Lizards and Burr, of course, it was Godzilla, absolutely. Yeah, so I kind of again, Pacific Rim is a film that I wanted to be better than it was, but it was still a damn good film. I still really enjoyed Pacific Rim. So that was giant robots punching giant monsters. I mean, that's never not good. So there we go. That's this week's Doing the Thing. Is Godzilla. There he is. Thank you very much. There we go. Excellent stuff. Right. So if you're not signed up to the CG and you fancy getting yourself a definitely overpowered. I just noticed I got a message from Yaga going, "You're muted, git." He's too kind, isn't he? Honestly. Yeah, if you're not signed up to the CG and you fancy getting yourself a definitely very overpowered advanced planetary surface scanner for one of your ships, then get out there and get in the top 75. If you get surface scans from an ammonia-based world, you will get 3 times the credit that you would for any of the other exploration data that you hand in. And it's out in the Coalsack Nebula somewhere, I want to say. Definitely worth doing. Definitely worth doing. We have got Witch Space News coming out tomorrow. I never really know what's going to be in Witch Space News until we do it. However, I will tell you, our son discovered something we think is quite interesting. Odyssey related, and we've decided to save it. Not my fault you don't pay attention. You are 100% correct, Yagashura. I wouldn't argue that point. Our son discovered something that we think is quite interesting, Odyssey related, and that will almost certainly be in the news tomorrow. So watch out for that. And we have got another video coming out early next week, very probably. That is a little chat with Frontier that we had. On the subject of Frontier, the 17th of December is their Christmas special live stream, and they're going to drop something else in that live stream, we think, but we don't know what. And we're streaming on the 17th, and you will have a chance to win this 3D printed Sidewinder. It'll be a really easy to enter draw. We don't know how we're going to do it yet, but I'm sure it'll be really easy. So try and remember that. I think that's everything. If you're not familiar with who we are, there should be links down in the description. I will definitely be streaming this time next week, and if we get the opportunity, we will try and stream sometime before then if we can, but I won't make any promises that I can't keep. So just watch out. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the donations, guys. I know you know what they mean to us, but I have to say it anyway. It means the world to us. So it's brilliant. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a lovely week. We are coming to the end of 2020 and coming to the end of everything that 2020 has been. I can feel it in my water. The end is in sight. We're not there yet, but the end is in sight. Stay safe, look after each other, wear a mask, and I will see you next week. Yeah, thank you for joining us, and I'll see you later on, people. Do take care of each other. Say goodbye, Stan. Okay, maybe plan B, because you're obviously busy. So, yeah. Have a good one. Do you want to just zoom in on the... Oh, you can see the cat already. Good. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. That's Stan and me, and we're gone.